why he stepped down in the first place, because he was good friends with Simphis, and he was hoping that he would, you know, get put on that team instead of Shazam, but that didn't happen, so then he kind of faded away. But now he's back and doing really well for the CLG team, so it was wound up being, I guess, no harm, no foul for him. He's really developed so well over the last few months with this team. He's looked really sharp. And now we're already into Mat 2, so glad we were able to banter away there instead of a commercial break. Hope you guys like that too.
Brought to you by Alpha Draft.
Yep.
So follow eSports versus Counter Logic Gaming. JDM's actually AFK in spawn, so what's going to happen with CLG right now? But it is composed of Tariq, FNS, JDM, Cutler, and Hayes on T side of all maps. Or actually, I guess they do have the choice here for FE to start things off, so they will choose CT side first. Ocean just seeing a sliver of FNS so far. He's also what else Hades does in weapon, and somehow the long range comes in. He gets the headshot onto Ocean, and now it's a 4 versus 4, and finally JDM comes back. Hey guys, did you miss me? No, not really. We already got an opening kill, so we're going to try to work towards the outside now.
CLG just fast exploding on this outer bomb site. Tarek being able to take down Hades as well. So the bomb's already slipping into the yard here. Els is still up at Ivy. He does spot Cutler over towards that old hell position, but unable to land anything. Wabbit tries to push up. He gets caught too. And I mean, this is just looking nasty right now for FE.
And I was going to say, like, you saw how the pace of this game, or how this game was going to play out from the first map that we saw. There were fast-paced rounds. They were aggressive on Follow Esports side, aggressive on CLG side as well. They were holding their ground for CLG, and when they started playing T side, it just started dominating everything and just being very confident on peaks, and it's working again on trade.
Yeah, I fully expect CLG just to, I don't know if I'd call it no respect, but they're going to just be smashing them outside as much as possible. When you got Hayes in an entry fragging position, Tarek following him up, you got JDM's op later holding into T-Con, just, you know, watching his teammates back while they push in. You're going to see a lot of that this half, and it's going to be up to these guys from FE to be able to outduel them. I mean, that's going to be the big question mark on these outer hits.
What a pick. He went for a pistol buy here for FE's side, but no scouts, surprisingly. Instead of going for 5-7 armor and scouts like we usually see on pistol buys or 4-gun buys for second rounds, and what would be the meta of Eagles now for CT side, or whoever's losing, yeah, most likely CT side. They went for Deagles instead, and it's not working. They already have a bomb planned for CLG side. It's a 5 versus 2. They weren't connecting with the Deagle shots. Big entries coming through as well. But at least Hades gets the angle shot there onto FNS, but still, they're not going to be able to salvage that gun that was dropped behind.
Yeah, so, I mean, CLG already off to a great start here. 2-0 start for them. Likely going to be a third round as well coming in. I mean, CTs usually aren't going to be able to reinvest in the third. Just got to wait for that opening gun round to try to make a presence, so to speak. They will save a couple of Deagles and armor. So that gives them a chance to do a little bit of something, but I'm sure everyone else is going to be rather conservative. So this should still be a pretty easy round for CLG.
And at this point as well, how this round and this half is panning out so far, even if they lose this round, you won't see any ops coming through on what should be the gun round on 4th round.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we're looking for here. It's Finesse going to come out the outer yard, opens up with the pick pretty quick. It's an outer yard stack here from the CP, so they just don't have much to duel with. So, I mean, it's still easy pickings for CLG. Yeah.
Because they weren't actually looking at each other's angles as well. I was just looking, I think we all saw it from the point of view of FNS. The amount of CTs that were just running around and getting shot in the back. And then when they actually realize that somebody, like a call is coming through, guys is at E-box, they turn around and there's already 3 guys there popping at them. So a little bit of, they had a right idea to get the stack, but just the wrong crossfire setup.
All right, well, Wabbit has to come up big because CLG's about to start smashing that face in over here at the outer yard. Here it is already, right off the bat, first gun round, here they come. So what can FE do? Can they win these duels?
Yeah, so they actually did have enough money for guns, and they're not going to be able to because they get 2 injury drives. See a third one towards the alleyway. They get a third one as well at the A bomb site. Now Ocean and Desi, the last 2 remaining, made that just Desi GD gets a nice shot there with the AWP. And Desi, I guess, was smoked out at lower. He was trying to watch that angle to start things out. I think he smoked himself just to make sure nobody walks through, but now it's a 5 versus 1 spotted by FNS again. They're not winning these 1 versus 1, Dust.
They're not winning jack diddly squat, man. And that's what CLG does, though. They have these fast outer takes where they just rely on their entries of Hayes and Tarek to open up the yard, and they just sit JDM back with that op and T-Con. They're like, hey, just wait here, man, and cover our backs, basically. And you saw him. He was able to cover a push that Ocean was trying to do on Cutler, and that's all he needs to do. He just needs to watch the gaps between the trains while the rest of his team just swarms it, and they're very successful at doing that. I see them do it time and time again in the NA scene, and now they have Follow eSports onto a save, and it's going to be more or less the same thing here in the outer yard.
Yeah, let's be optimistic here, Dust. And we are winning losing rounds. And finally, Ocean gets a nice P2 kill, and Desi going to 5-7 to work it. Now the advantage comes back here for FE, but finally it's slowed down with FNS at the E-box, but at least they know the bomb is down. But the flank's about to come across. He's going to catch him to reload! But dances off wrong off that ladder, and FNS gets the kill, so it's a 2 versus 1. Ocean, the last man standing, with 32 HP, and I don't think he's going to be able to get anything more out of that, despite the first kill that he got. He's now spying, moves up. Actually, he catches JDM. Wow.
Finesse did not get that call off to JDM, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
And JDM didn't even have a clue that the dude was push up on ladder, but it's still a pistol against an AK here. Ocean has spotted Finesse. He's crossing back. Finesse has the bomb. It's an easy plan at this point.
Exactly.
So it's going to be a tough 1v1 for Ocean.
Yeah, especially when it's planted at an angle for Finesse to be able to get the kill and also salvage the AWP after for JDM. So let's see what happens. Ocean creeping up here at the A-bomb site, but Finesse is already set up at blue terrain here at T-Con. So at this point, this is going to be Counterlogic Gaming's round. And again, it's just going to be FNS looking maybe to waste some time for Ocean. I was going to say maybe Ocean's going to try to waste some time so that FNS doesn't have time to go pick up the AWP, and that will be the case, but again, they have enough money.
Yeah, I think it was just Ocean taking too long to tap the bomb. He was trying to search all these spots, so you got to get on that bomb faster, give yourself a chance to find out the location of your opponent. It just didn't happen for him, so easy close out there from Finesse. CLG already up 5-0, and this could be a really quick best-of-2 series. But the double op is an effective Follow eSports, Hades and Wabbit, so that's going to be some tools they can use to better defend these quick outer pushes that CLG have been constructing really throughout this entire half. Looks like another one's coming in again, as many of them are just gathering up that ladder, getting ready for another pinch out here.
And it's going to be on Desi right now with the position that he's playing so far, but he loses it against Cutler, who actually had a nice pop flash move in. Now Ocean's going to re-smoke towards that ladder room, but that's actually a missed smoke. I think this should be a small gap right now if they want to try to peek out. And could be a one-way smoke as well for the advantage of the T side. So now as they spot a few guys, they decide to fall back here, but the T's, Counterlogic Gaming, are slowly pinching their way outside with Cutler lurking around. Weapon misses that shot. He's down to 1 HP. Could still survive this, but they're still holding towards the outside. And there you go. They win that. And the off as well goes to work on the outside for Hades. And the Tides F turn and CLG are a one-man deficit.
Yeah, really well done for Wabbit to get that kill off of 1 HP on the Cutler. That's a really, really big kill. And Hades also been doing a great job in the outer yard. It's a hat trick for him. Could even get a 4th here if he can find JDM. JDM misses his shot, but gets caught by Els. And so finally, it's the double ops. You know, between the 2 ops, it's 4 frags on the round. So really, really big investment for Follow eSports to put those ops out there. But they got a return on them. I mean, they did their job. They won them the round.
Yeah, and let's see if this could be a start of something better here for Follow eSports in this half. Getting a little bit of a light, a glimpse of hope here. As their first round was actually, it only took him 6 rounds instead of what was, I think, 13 rounds before they got one. So Desi's going to fall back at lower, but GDM quickly turns things around in this round by getting the opening kill onto Ocean on Alley side.
Yeah, so this is a little bit of a different look here. We'll see what's going to come of it. As the CLG playing much slower than usual, but they did get that pick onto Ocean right off the bat thanks to that op from JDM, and you do see CLG and Cutler setting up smokes, but Hayes is missed there, as you can see. Didn't work out. Pop Flash comes in there, just going to take the outer split anyway without the smoke wall.
Yeah, well, at least it's JDM that goes to work here. Here's the yacht coming through. Look at Hayes just pushing and plowing through. FNS getting a kill as well. Everybody's blinding, trying to come through, and Els runs to the smoke to get the kill. Everybody was still watching flying, so Els got a free kill coming out of that, but Tarek then moves it on the other side of the site. Desi's not the last man standing on a 4 versus 1. 40 seconds left in this round, and this should be GG right here for this round, and will also reset the money economy for Follow eSports. At least Desi gets 1 kill.
That's the big problem, right? Is their money just being reset. So when you're off to a bad start already, 5-0, you finally pull out a round, and then only to get smacked right in the face the next round over for CLG to basically probably grab a quick 7 rounds, unless Desi can come up with something here. But yeah, there's not much opportunity for him. He just has to try to save the M4 as best as he can. Give something to work with next round. He's getting some nice exits here on the CLG, but they're rolling in money. I mean, they're not too worried about this.
Yeah, the round's gonna go off, and Cutler's gonna go in that hunt as well, and Desi gets a 4K. At least there's that working for Desi here. Gets an AK-47 as well, so that should give them, of course you said, they have a lot of money to work with, but at least confidence moves in back here for Desi's side in terms of fragging, so if you take advantage of this AK on the outside or him playing inner, if they can win it against Cutler this time, it could
that's
be
been the big problem, though, isn't it? I mean, Desi's the one playing this inner bomb site, but it's not really getting hit. It's really this outer yard where you're seeing all the guys, you know, crumble over there, especially Wabbit. He has not really had the best of times, and Ocean Els are also 2 outer bomb site players that aren't really doing so hot.
Oh, no. Yeah, the only one with the AK-47 decided to play out in the open to look for some information early in the round, and it was just an easy-peasy pick there for JDM. Now Ocean's going to pick it up, and we'll try to attempt the same thing this time for the blue train, but JDM's going to drop his teammate. And now it's a 5-on-3, and they spotted the AK falling back towards C, but this should be it.
Yeah, I mean, this is I mean, there wasn't like there was much into this round for Fallout eSports anyhow, but, you know, definitely kind of weird to see the AK just go out in the open like that. The only gun you got just put himself in a really risky position, and, you know, JDM's been out in the T-connector pretty much every round this half, and you're just giving him, you know, just easy pickings. And so there you have it. CLG now up 7-1, very dominant T side here. I mean, this is a pretty CT-sided map, so they already have 7. This is not looking good at all for Fallout. The only real round that they had a good run was when they had that double op setup. Now they're sitting in a situation where they can't even afford an op anymore, and they probably won't for some time until they string a couple of rounds together. So this could just be free reign for CLG the way these rifle duels are going.
Yep. Could be lucky at a 14-1 unless they changed their crossfire setup a little bit more here for Follow Esports. And if you're looking at it this way here, Dust, at the same time, they really only had Cutler lurking inner, but the rest of the time, everybody's always working outside. I think every single bomb pun has been outside for CLG as well, due to the sheer fact that JDM is just getting those entries from TCon with the AWP, and then everybody else just runs in, blazing, and then Desi's always last man standing at inner.
Yeah. You would think at some point they just move Desi to an outer yard role or something like that.
They kind of did the round before, but again, he was by himself with an AK with 4 pistols to support him, right?
Yeah, I don't really count that as like being a legit chance or a legit attempt at putting him outside. Like, give your fragger like another position. Like I said, CLG's not even doing anything with inner. Like, maybe they poke and prod at it to try to hold people in place, but it's never their focus. And that's really been CLG's track record. They are a team that loves the quick outer hits. Yeah, they love their slower small ball stuff too, but they love to just get JDM's op in a position to watch CR while they just swarm them with rifles. And I mean, you can see how successful it's been tonight.
And it just keeps on coming right now for CLG, and now, like you said, the economy has been broken from Follow Esports. Even with that forced buy, they got no good outcome out of it. So that forces them back into a save. And at the same time,
yeah,
it might be finally going for maybe a 5-man stack. No, they're still going. Okay, finally, the Ocean decides to fall back. They're going to go for a 5-man stack on the outside, this time only with pistols. I think maybe at this time, just have 5 outside with guns. Even if you have Cutler that's able to lurk around, you know what? Maybe that could change things around as well. Because Cutler, if he's going to lurk around, he makes it into inner, nothing happens, then everybody can rotate back into B, and then they win another round there. So you kind of do have to keep somebody inside, but maybe, like you said, not Desi and somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, just give Desi a chance in the outer yard to try to win some goals for you. That's where you're really losing this game. It's not like CLG's doing anything crazy special or super tactical. They're just stepping out of T-connector, and they're just out-aiming their opponent left and right, all across the board. And you can't win rounds on CT side. You know, you're holding your spots. You got to connect some shots. It's not happening for FE right now for most of their players. I mean, you got Wabbit still on 1 kill, 9 rounds into the half, Ocean on 3, L's on 2. It's just not looking good when you got 3 guys that low on CT side train.
Yeah. Again, maybe it's a lack of practice, like you said, that they had for FE on this map. And like you said, they did win some good matches on Train, but it was somebody with a higher ping, such as Winter Fox. But when you're playing against a team that's a little bit more seasoned on Train, that has experience on it against international teams, it's a huge gap. in terms of skill set level that you had to play against versus other teams that you have online.
I mean, honestly, dude, Follow Esports only hope was Time Warner Cable, and it didn't kick in tonight. So there you go.
Yeah, they had 2 nice off picks, at least for Wabbit and Hades. So, like you said, they needed the offs back. It worked. They got 2 kills simultaneously. But then FNS opens it up inside Inner. And look at that rotation coming already from that minimap. Everybody rotated across after Finesse got that kill, thinking, oh my god, they're going to take Inner now. But they're now lurking towards the outside. They're out positioned for FE. Wabbit has a spot, but they're going to hear him towards the alley with the way things have been going. Now they're going to lurk him out towards the ladder room, but they still walk out instead of going for the white peak. I don't think he's expecting a second guy right now. And he's expecting for that pinch. So he needs support from his teammates very soon. A little bit too late right now. And after that smoke that's being thrown, Hayes definitely knows that there's something down the left side.
Yeah, but unfortunately, CNA comes down anyway. He still gets that first kill. Could he really transfer the spring? Get another one. It's all up to Ocean. He's only got 15 HP. Hayes is still untouched right now. This is incredible. We'll get that molly down. Ocean's not going to be able to really press through that. He's going to die if he tries. So he has to just sit back and wait. It's going to give Hayes all the time in the world to position up, get the nades out that he wants. And, I mean, wow.
Yeah, at the end of the day, this was the second closest round that you would probably see here for Follow Esports. And at the end of the day, now it's planning for a ladder room. And you could actually hear it right now in this, well, not you guys, but we could hear it in chat. It's just lots of sighs going on for Follow Esports side in terms of like, holy crap, what are we doing wrong? But at the same time, you hear more of disappointment and frustration, which is a good mentality to have with a team like Fellow Esports.
Yeah, I mean, we always knew that the skill gap between these two teams was absolutely huge, and then you're playing maps that just favor CLG, and that just multiplies, you know, how their result's going to be. And CLG just, you know, no mercy being shown here, just again spilling out into outer yard, looking for these duels. See if FE can try to win some this time around, but not looking good already.
Yeah, already 2 guys down, so it makes that 3. So a 3-minute advantage for the T side. Working outside again, no surprise there. As no picks ready broken. The last 2 guys are in the front and the back of the train. They're trying to work things out 1-5-1, and Solo actually going to the Rambo Hunt. So last man standing is going to be Hades, dropped here by what used to be the 6th train oil rig. Now, I know the new schoolers on train would call that blue, green, red, and then bomb train on the outside, but if you guys are old schoolers like I do, it's bomb train.
Okay, since you're an old schooler, I have to have this debate with you, because I've always been curious. Which one is Pop Dog, ladder train or the first inner train? Because they both had Pop Dog written on them, I think.
Yeah, Pop Dog is actually the inner sight.
Okay. So I've heard some people call ladder train Pop Dog too, so I've always been confused which one was actually the real Pop Dog.
Yeah, no, Pop Dog was going down the ramp lower.
Okay. That's what I always thought too. I've had people say like Pop Dog was written on the ladder train in 1.6. So
it also used to be called a 1 bomb, 2 bomb, 3 bomb, another 10 bomb, 20 bomb, 30 bomb.
As we are into...
And we also used to listen to Step by Step by by the New Kids on the Block.
My God, dude.
We are old. I am old. Sorry.
Like back when Sir Scoots had Harold right there, man. I mean,
actually, you know what? Back then,
he actually never
still
did.
didn't. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. As we are going to get towards the end of this first half, your CLG already with way more than enough rounds to have a successful terrorist side here, and they're opening up with another one. Spot Flash comes in. Ocean does get the kill, but CLG still remaining ahead here as they make these trades into the outer bomb site. 4-on-3. Catch Ocean picking up a new gun. And this couldn't be going worse for FE right now. Well, I guess it could. They couldn't have won that one round, and it could have been 13-0. But, yeah, it's still pretty rough right now.
Well, at the end of the day, you're still seeing the same outcome as we saw on Caldwell. Yeah, maybe Follow Esports got that first round a little bit earlier, getting on the 7th round. But at the end of the day, it's still actually looking to be a 14-1 half to end things off here.
Yeah, on Train T side, I mean, that's kind of embarrassing. But, I mean, we always do that. Follow Esports is like a team towards the bottom of the league, and CLG is one of the best teams in NA. I think we have like a pretty solid top 3 right now between Cloud9, CLG, and Liquid.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And now we're looking for some action towards Inner, and things have changed a little bit. Look at that. They actually pushed 3 guys towards Inner this time and try to take control of that site. They did get a trade kill. Now, because of that, they're going to say, okay, there's less guys on the outside, so they force back the rotation from the CTs up at Z, which will give them that 4 versus 4 now after. Now it's a 3 versus 3 trade with 1 die on each side towards the alley room. As esports, and now we'll see if finally Follow esports can get the upper hand on these 1v1s. And so far, it's looking good.
Yeah, I mean, Desi's played the outer yard this time around towards T-Country with that Famas. He's got a couple of frags. Couldn't even find the third here on the Cutler. He's dinked him down pretty low, and Els will finish him off. So there you have it. Desi kind of swapping over to an up-close T-Con position. He's able to find a couple of frags, and that makes a world of difference. I guess they also picked up that inner pick as well on that double man push, so that certainly helped out as well. So there you go, finally around, but I mean, probably a little too late at this point.
You could take whatever you could get, right?
I mean, I suppose.
It's a good start. Well, not a good start, but it's a good outcome. You get one round. Yeah, you might not win, but at least when you know you're not giving up and you get a few rounds here and there where you're not like force buying every single round and just rushing everywhere, you're actually trying to play as a team still and try to learn from your experiences. This is actually very good for Follow esports. So I'm looking to see how this team will develop in the future. But for now, it's not looking too good when we're looking at the reality of it versus a top team like CLG.
Yeah, can't say too much about their future. I don't want to get murked on the forums, but CLG here firmly in the driver's seat at this point. I mean, this round's starting to fall apart here a little bit here in favor of FE. They've been able to get a couple of nice kills.
Are you starting to rumor that they're going to join YouPorn?
What? No.
I'm just kidding. But now it's a 4 versus 1. Things
I can make so many terrible jokes now.
JDM is inside the ladder room. Last man standing with an AWP. And he
could join wars where getting bent over finally has a positive context.
Oh boy. Just like Twitter, boys. Dust Barrett's comments are reflective of his own point of view.
Yeah.
So Desi gets the kill, so they actually look a little bit stronger towards the end, but like you said, maybe a little bit too late. Now that they actually are switching sides, where we've seen an ease in terms of aim and firepower and winning 1 versus 1 in favor of CLG. Now they're going to have the T's coming into them, which are going to be Follow esports coming through. Things are not going to be looking too great for them here playing the second half.
No, not at all. I mean, if you lose pistol, it's over already. Not only that, but I mean, come on, what CLG's been able to do so far tonight on Cobble, and now what they've done on the first half of Train. There's no way in heck they don't find a way to orchestrate 4 rounds at some point once they get guns in their hands to put this thing away. Not whenever you have a powerful op like JDM who's been hot tonight, who's been playing really well just in general lately for this team. This is a very op-heavy map. You know, this should be all but done. And we do have another match coming up, by the way. We're not done for tonight after this, because, I mean, it's looking like this might actually be over pretty quickly here. So just to let you know, we do have another map. It's going to Winter
Fox.
Yeah, Winter Fox versus Team Liquid. That's supposed to start in about 40 minutes. Yep. So we might have a bit of a break here between matches because of how quickly this one's kind of
What do you mean? This game's going to overtime.
Okay. I mean, maybe it does, and then we don't have that big of a break. That'd be fine. You know.
We'll just have to see and find out once these last 3 guys ready up, but let's start the rumor mill, Dust. What are you hearing through the grapevines for Follow esports?
Oh, nothing. I just don't think that team has a future. That's all.
You know what?
When has a team with Ocean Nails on it ever been a playoff contender in like the 3 years of CSGO you've seen? I mean,
it's still awesome though. I like always seeing them at least in the invite division, right? Like you said, they haven't been doing so well whenever they were in invite, but they just seem to be dominating everything as soon as they drop down one category. So it's a little bit unfortunate there. Maybe they should kind of have that premier division, as we kind of should have that instead of just going the main to pro.
I think that's in the works. Not next season, but I think that's something they want to try to approach here in CEVO, like around maybe season 10 or something like that. From what I understand.
Okay.
That's a definitely obvious concern about the jump from main to professional. And I think Premier was a great tool for ESCA to kind of solve that problem. I think that's a
even for Cal back then.
Yeah, so I think that we are going to see something like that. It's probably going to have a different name, like maybe they'll just call it CEVO Semi-Professional. Like, so you have CEVO Semi-Pro and CEVO Pro, and then you got main below Semi-Pro, something like that. I think that's something that you could see in the future for sure. I think that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, so we'll see about that. I'm just trying to scroll through and see what type of teams we also had that maybe should be more towards semi-pro if we're looking at it, at least in North America. So you do have Enemy GG that could probably be in there. Team Coast that should probably be in there as well.
It depends on what happens with this Coast lineup, man. Like, I actually really like this whole idea of having, like, what is it, Dumore, Stanislaw, Invert, Skronk, and Legia. I think that would actually be a team that could be, like, a solid mid-tier pro team. That could be, like, a pro-level team.
Yeah.
Like that side of that team.
Well, I only read it briefly on HLTV, but what's going on so far? Okay, that's what you're talking about, the Dumore, Skronk, and Invert, right? And Legia? Yeah, you probably get a little bit of firepower going on through there.
I mean, Stanislaw's been absolutely nuts since he joined that team, and we all know Dumore can be a good player. He's been like a guy around the Canadian scene that's been, you know, a top player. You know, you had some experienced guys that can help call that team and lead that team, and Skronk and Legia, who's like been a coach before and has done some in-game leading at times. I think that could be a decent team. Maybe not a playoff contender, but a solid middle-of-the-pack team, I think. We'll see, as we are in the pistol round now, the second half, and we'll see just how long FE can push this thing. You know, can they actually get themselves back in striking distance? That's really the big question. The pistol round is the obvious first step. Oh, we did miss it. I'm sorry, you're right. And so we talked right through it, and it was a win for CLG. So they're up 13-3, about to be 14-3, unless FE can make this force buy work. They do have a kill and a FAMAS in Desi's hands, so there's hope.
Our apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen. We're just heated up to see the future of this team. But Hayes with a nice scope shot there with the scout, getting a central here, and a nade coming through as well. So he gets a 4K coming in through with that. And that is it for outside hold. Peace out.
It was looking pretty decent for a second there, man. I mean, Desi had that opening pick. They had a FAMAS. There was hope, and then it quickly got destroyed. So, I mean, it's all up to Hades now. He does pick up that FAMAS. He's got armor. Bomb down, though, in the outer yard, and there's still 3 CTs to cover that. There's really not much Hades can do here. I mean, he can try to sneak in through Z connector maybe at some point, try to get himself into some 1v1 duels, try to figure out a way to make this a bit easier on himself.
He's expecting for a hunt, so you saw him right there playing patiently, playing angles as well, hoping that somebody's going to push aggressively and just go for the hunt and catch him on a 1v1.
Already tagged by Hayes right off the bat there, watching that ladder room, and then he quickly gets finished off. So 14-3 here for CLG. eSports, and all they can really do is just keep forcing. I mean, they don't have really any other choice, but I mean, what can you even force this round? I mean, when the highest amount of money is like $2,200, it's really just going to be some upgraded pistols and armor. So, I mean, yeah, they don't even get armor this round. They're just going to get some P250 save for last, save for the tie.
Yeah, they're going to wait for that bonus money as well. So the goal, you can see this 5-man push coming through. They just want to get a bomb plant down right now as well. But there's a nade. There's the incendiary grenade being thrown here from FNS, who's actually playing close range with the scout. Ballsy. DCS support here on the pop dock for GDM. He gets 2 kills. No, actually gets the second one stolen by FNS. The bomb plant will come through. So mission successful. Desi retaliates with a kill as well. So they narrow it down to a 1-man deficit against CLG. More trades coming through. That should be it there, but at least look at that. Desi with another 3 frags to get a bomb plant in here. You know, have full firepower as well, and possibly go with maybe a glass cannon op, and see how it works from there for fellow esports.
I feel like there's like a new level of science we don't even know about that needs to be, you know, enacted to help them try to win this game. I don't know.
What kind of science is that?
I don't even know, man. Maybe it's like, I don't even know. Some type of schism into a parallel universe where like CLG is actually the worst team in NA and like Follow Esports is #1. I guess that's knowable science. It's not like new science. People already talk about that. I don't know.
Look at that push. Desi has a smoke in his head and stares at him. All right, you got it, Keith. It's about to narrow it down, ladies and gentlemen. It is now a 3-on-1 situation. Ocean and E-Box making it a 2 versus 1. Keeping a dream alive. Eats a bit of a damage from a nade there, but they're smoked out so far as opponents. And as soon as the smoke clears, Hayes gets the op kill. We end the second map 16-3 and a much-needed win. And for Cloud9, or should I say for Counterlogic Gaming, to get a spot into the CEVO LAN Finals stays true. We'll have to see how things will go against Team Liquid tomorrow. But at the same time, we have to see how Team Liquid plays tonight versus WinterFox.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, if Liquid beats WinterFox tonight, then they're going to make LAN. Like, it's not even a question.
Guaranteed, yeah.
And then their game against CLG for Liquid is just for pride and seeding. When you look at when you look at CLG though, they absolutely have to win that game. There's no real doubt about it. So I mean, yeah, that's kind of what we're waiting on here. I mean, this next game is basically Liquid punching in their ticket if they can beat Winter Fox tonight. Unfortunately, we have a 30-minute break between when we're going to be able to start that game. Like, we can't start early because Liquid is currently playing a game in ESCA right now against that new Threes Up lineup with Mo and Professor Chaos. But we will be back, casting their game as soon as they finish that ESCA matchup. So, like I said, about 30 minutes, we'll have that Liquid versus Winter Fox game, which will hopefully be a bit better of a game, but maybe not since we got 3 guys playing from Europe over there on Winter Fox, and Liquid's just been an absolute monster in the NA scene lately. So that may be another kind of one-sided game, but we'll just have to see. Vansilli, any final thoughts before we take a break here about this last match we just watched?
No, actually, at the end of the day, very good games for both teams. Close, well, not close, but I like to still see that fighting attitude from fellow esports as well, not giving up until they actually lose the match. So that's actually a positive thing to see out of them. I'm excited to see how fellow esports will follow up, I guess, into the next season. Like you said, maybe things might not hold up as a team, but in general, the addition of Desi later on throughout the season has been something big right now for this lineup, especially replacing whether it be Statutory 8 or Glorians, who those 2 players, by the way, have kind of disappeared ever since they got into that 5 and 6 man stand-in, 6 and 7 man stand-in position.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what it's been. I mean they've relied on Desi to carry them for so long, but it just wasn't enough tonight. He really couldn't get anything going tonight. Really, he was like not the normal Desi you expect to see putting up big numbers. And like I said, even Hades was pretty off, especially on that first map. So yeah, there was just here's the thing, like with Follow Esports having such a skill disparity between the top teams in NA, you have to have that perfect formula where everything goes right for a chance at the upset. And none of those things happened for them. Like Desi was off his game, Hades was off his game. You can't have those things happen. You got to have that perfect formula. It just wasn't there. And so good game there from CLG, who pretty much just ripped through it. Wasn't even a problem. But now we are going to take that 30-minute break. We'll be back at 11 p.m. Eastern time to bring you Liquid versus Winter Fox. So come on back in just a bit.